Now it's time for the flattest of the flatbreads, crispy seed lavash. And it's an Armenian style of flatbread. Now, this is really basically a cracker, but it follows the flatbread techniques we've been learning. So I'm starting with my mixer, the dough hook attachment, and my liquids. So I've got a cup of warm water this time, that same temperature, just above body temperature. I'm also adding 2/3 of a cup of milk. Now, I've already warmed it up to about the same temperature as the water. The recipe only takes a teaspoon of yeast. It's there because it takes more time to let it ferment. This is actually going to proof overnight. So I'm going to roughly measure a tablespoon of honey. And when yeast comes in contact with sugar, it goes to town right away. And now for the flours. And this is where the fun happens. Not one, not two, not three, 4 types of flour. So I'll start with the bread flour, 1 cup. So just like in the pita bread, this is the high gluten flour that lends structure so that I can roll it wafer thin. And now 1/2 cup of whole wheat flour for that texture and also for that taste. 1/2 cup of cake and pastry flour for that perfect amount of tenderness. And then lastly, 1/3 of a cup of the semolina to absorb the moisture. A tablespoon of salt. Now I'll let this knead for 5 minutes. It will be very sticky. Don't be tempted to add more flour, just stick with these measurements. And I get the dough into a bowl. I'll cover it with plastic wrap, and now I let this sit out for 30 minutes. And then I chill it overnight. After all, the best breads take 2 to 3 days to make, that slow fermentation. So this I'll leave out, but I have some made ahead of time that's already chilled. And look at that yeast action, all those bubbles on top. So you can really get a sense of that stretch. And it's that overnight fermentation that develops that. And flour and flour and more flour. So I'll just break this up into pieces. These don't have to be any particular shape. And I'll just let them be for a second and get my seed mixture together. I love using roasted pumpkin seeds, roasted sunflower seeds, and there's no particular measurements, really. And also nice little seeds like sesame seeds, poppy seeds, and generous pinches of sea salt, as well as black pepper. I'm not using a rolling pin to roll out my wafer-thin lavash. I'm making use of my pasta roller so that it's even and evenly crispy. So get this installed. I've got it on the first setting, and you're going to want to have your flour on hand, and then turn the mixer on low speed. And I work it through, starting with the wider setting, and then I get narrower and narrower. And that's the easy way to stretch the lavash out. There you go. And then lay out your pieces. Oh, that's long enough to fit an entire tray. There we go. I'll brush these with a little bit of water. Just do that light, even sprinkling. And now they're ready for the oven. These only take 15 minutes to bake in a 375 oven, and they'll turn a deep golden brown. Now I'm just gonna stay in my groove and keep rolling. Now I'll brush these. Light, even sprinkling. Now these are ready for the oven. There we go. Now, what I like to do is let them cool completely on the cooling rack. It takes a full hour for them to really crisp up. So I'll let this lavash cool, finish off the rest of my batch, and after that, you know what I think I deserve? A cheese plate. But not just any cheese plate, a special added touch of fig bread with it. Well, this fig bread recipe I have to share with you is not technically a bread like the flatbreads I've been making. It is a delicious accompaniment on a cheese plate. Now, it starts with 20 ounces of dried figs. So I want to pulse them in a food processor. Now, to moisten them up a little bit, just 3 tablespoons of orange juice. And I like to add just a hint of spice. 1/4 teaspoon each of ground cinnamon and ground cardamom. So I'll just pulse this. Essentially, I'm rough chopping the figs, and the moisture from the orange juice soaks right in. Now, I'll just get this into a larger bowl and stir in 1/2 cup of walnut halves that have been lightly toasted. Takes about 10 minutes in a 350 oven. There we go. I have a loaf pan lined with plastic wrap. And in go the figs with the walnuts and all those spices. Spread it to as level as possible. And I'll cover the top with plastic wrap. To get this mixture to hold together, you need to press it down. So it's easiest to do with another loaf pan. And really press down on it. And now this should go in the fridge for a minimum of an hour. I have one that's already had time to set. And it's amazing how it compresses over just an hour. And to serve it, just like a loaf of bread, I like to put out larger slices, and then just like putting out a cheese board, let your guests cut away from these slices. And here I've got a mix of a bloomy rind cheese, a double cream brie, a hard cheese, a red Leicester, and blue cheese. So on go the slices of the fig bread. And let's not forget about that lavash. Now that it's had a chance to cool, it's super crispy, and you can crack it into pieces and arrange it on your cheese board.